My name is Laura Herschleb, and we live in DeForest, Wisconsin. So right now the building is used as storage. We have some farm equipment in there. We have a small hobby farm that will hopefully grow, and in the future we do intend on using it as animal housing. We'd like to have a couple calves and maybe some chickens or lambs for our family, and so we have aspirations of increasing its usage in the time to come. But right now it's storage, and it's the basketball court, which it's pretty great for that too. The building is 40 by 60, and it has a bird's eye peak, which has been great. We've been very pleased with that. Cement inside. One of the really cool features is that it has a cupola, which I personally love from an aesthetic standpoint, and probably the maybe neatest in addition to that is that there is a Wisconsin Badger weather vane on it, and being that we're north of Madison and in Wisconsin, we are avid Wisconsin Badger and Packer and Brewer fans, so that was a natural choice to have up there. My husband had explored a few other options as well, and certainly great options for us to consider, but I think the most important thing was the overall cost. I think the bid that we received was the most all-inclusive, so we felt really confident signing that and writing those checks out and knowing that we weren't going to have additional fees and additional charges that were going to come in, so we were very pleased with that. We felt like we knew up front what we were signing. We knew what we were going to get. I mean, we could look through it and reference different pieces of the bid to know what was coming, and I will say one of the greatest things about it is the speed and how quickly it was finished. It was really quite impressive. I think we got lucky because we were one of the first projects in spring, but I mean, it was under 3 weeks and the entire project was done. Travis Leeser was our Cleary salesman, and he really made the sales process very easily. He understood what we were looking for within the bid as a whole, and he worked with us to find different areas where we could either add to the bid or where we could find some cost savings. And he wasn't, that was okay. I mean, he was understanding of why we wanted to go that route. And so that alone, and just the ease of the process, I think the other, getting to see what the building was going to look with the Dreammaker software was very cool. I mean, to be able to visualize how the Cleary Building would look on our property that made it so much easier to decide on colors and overall look, and what the door and the trim and some of those things would look like, what our cupola would look like, weather vane, and that's another piece of it too. So we were very pleased with the process. So in Wisconsin, we definitely have 4 seasons, and that was most certainly the case here in spring of 2018. In fact, we had a snowstorm, like 8 to 10 inches of snow in mid-April. As it turned out, that was the day our materials were delivered for the building, and construction started the next day. And the building process, as I said, was done within 3 weeks. But the crew was very respectful, very nice. My kids would be out playing, and they knew not to get in the way. And I don't think they were fascinated by watching the process, and they were always very kind and waving a hand, whatever, to just say hello. And so it really went quite flawlessly, quite honestly, for us. We were very pleased. And then in addition, as I mentioned, we had cement put in. We got some rain that hit, and worked with Travis to say, we better not do this cement on like Thursday. We got the rain on Wednesday night, probably 2 or 3 inches. Travis was super understanding, got in touch with the cement guys. He was out here checking it to make sure that, we better hold off. Waited like 4 days, got it done, and it looks fantastic. It's exactly what we hoped for. So that again just really spoke to the customer service that we got from Travis, and just how good the Cleary crews were that we worked with. I definitely would recommend Cleary Building Corp. I would give them Travis's name. I mean, I recognize that he's a regional salesperson, but everyone that we worked with, we stopped in at the office in Verona, and everyone was very kind, gave my kids some cookies, and the process was easy. I mean, and having just built a home a couple years ago, having the bid all together, as I mentioned, everything in there, our ability to easily understand the information in the bid, to understand the installments of the payments and things like that, it was just laid out in such a way that we didn't really have any questions going into the process, and we were so amazed by the speed of the process that was really great. And we've had countless neighbors that have mentioned, I drove past dropping to take my kids to school, and all of a sudden you had a shut up, a couple weeks later. And so that was, we couldn't be more pleased. So we'd highly recommend Cleary.